One of the things that we can learn from sport and really translate into life is this understanding of focus. I remember when I was a young boy playing a sport, my father would say to me, start off small. Start off small, get used to the situation, understand the situation you're getting into. If it's a pitch, understand how the pitch is. If it's somebody that is either bowling to you, pitching at you, somebody that you're covering in basketball or in football, you want to be able to start to focus on the little things and make sure that you're doing the first few things correctly. Recently, I got some coaching in the area of golf. And one of the things that we talked about, a very simple stroke like putting, or when you're trying to hit something very far away, rather than being focused on that target very far away, the coach was telling me to pick something right in front of me and to focus on that. Because this coach, he was an illustrious coach, really well known, he realized that by focusing on something right in front of you was the best way to be able to then achieve that putt or a swing that you wanted to swing at 250 yards. So what he was saying was focus on the first things first. Recently, I was watching an admiral from the Navy who was giving an address to graduates at their graduation ceremony. And the thing that he talked about was this understanding of focus. And it's interesting what he said to the people there. He talked about the whole day, but he said, when you get up in the morning, start off by making your bed. Now, what kind of advice is that? And how does that lead to success? But what this admiral was saying was when you start off by doing the little thing correctly, guess what? It's the first productive thing that you do. You're in control. You do that first. You do it right, and then you build on it, right? So sometimes in life and success, you have to start small and then to have momentum as you go along. I want to give you an example that is completely opposite to that. Recently, I ran into somebody who was a very decorated person. This person had a Purple Heart, and not one Purple Heart, but many Purple Hearts. For those of you who are watching and are not familiar with that process, a Purple Heart is something that you win or something that you're awarded with because you got shot or you got injured while you were in the fight. And so this person was somebody that was extremely well known, famous for the fact that not one, he had, I believe, 4 Purple Hearts. But when I started talking to him, the first thing that he did was started to give me this big resume about himself. And that got my attention because here was somebody who didn't start off small. He didn't build any rapport with me before he started talking to me about his incredible accomplishments and stuff like that. And I can tell you, rather than me feeling good about that conversation, I actually started to think, hey, is there something wrong here? Because this person didn't start small. He didn't start to build rapport with me. He was just talking to me about, his wonderful achievements. And as much as I respected who he is and what he had achieved, I can tell you that the feeling was uneasy because here was somebody who started off right off the bat, here, rather than starting small, just, being able to be comfortable with the situation, building rapport, just doing the little things right, and then building on it. So as we think in terms of focus, I think we need to be able to be focused and make sure that we are focusing on the little things and starting off small in any situation. Especially if we are going into a situation, the people talk in terms of an icebreaker. What does an icebreaker mean? When you go into a room, when you're talking to somebody, it's important to just be able to start with a small conversation so that you get conversation going back and forth before you start to build on it and start to think in terms of some things that might matter. So in this area of focus, start to pay attention to how you would start every conversation.